So we begin today with a major trade rumor which links a Dallas Mavericks superstar to the T-Wolves. And no, it's not Anthony Davis. We're going to break down these rumors and discuss what kind of impact a trade like this would mean for the Minnesota Timberwolves' future. Welcome back to the Timberwolves Digest, North America. As always, I'm Dave Dabbah, and I bring you daily Minnesota Timberwolves news, trade reports, trade rumors, and of course, a little bit of commentary on the side. Now, in today's show, we are going to dive into what it would actually take to actually bring Kyrie Irving to the Minnesota Timberwolves. I want to know what your thoughts and opinions are on that particular topic. And hey, if you are new to the pod, please go ahead and subscribe. Now, as always, I start every single Timberwolves Digest out with a question. Do you, the Minnesota Timberwolves fan or just general NBA fan, believe that the Minnesota Timberwolves should actually truly explore a trade for one Kyrie Irving? That is the big question on the Timberwolves Digest today. So we're going to move into some interesting things that popped up over the last 5 hours on, of course, the internet. Now, one of those things that popped up was that the Timberwolves are serious about inquiring about Kyrie Irving at this point. Another part that actually came out was an absolute no-brainer, which is, of course, Anthony Edwards is advocating for Kyrie Irving. Show me a major superstar player in the NBA that wouldn't advocate for Kyrie Irving to actually join their team. Now, it's important to note that Kyrie Irving at this point is, of course, 33 years old and has a ACL injury, which, of course, he is recovering from at this point. That did not stop the internet from going absolutely crazy today when these rumors actually turned into rumors/reports. Even Newsweek got into the action. Love to know what your thoughts and opinions are. We're going to dive in to what it would actually take, and would the Timberwolves really actually do this, considering they would probably have to give up a significant amount to actually bring Kyrie to the Timberwolves. Now, Kyrie is currently making $36 million a year, and you can sort of see the contract that he signed. It, quite frankly, is not that bad. It is, once again, important to note, he is 33 years old. He is coming off of an ACL injury. And I think any kind of trade for Kyrie this year might mean you're throwing the season away, or you don't expect to actually have the opportunity to get back to a Western Conference Finals for a third year in a row. Now, that is certainly contingent on the fact that we don't really know where Kyrie is at from a recovery standpoint. There's certainly been video of Kyrie shooting baskets and video of Kyrie dribbling the ball and video of Kyrie doing a bunch of things, but we don't really know whether or not Kyrie's going to be NBA ready by the playoffs this year. So it certainly would be a risk. You would certainly be, if you will, rolling the dice pretty significantly if you were to actually do some sort of deal like this. That being said, when we take a look at one of the potential deals that I've gone ahead and thrown up for you, it involves Julius Randle and Rob Dillingham in exchange for Kyrie Irving. And there might have to be some other pieces thrown in to actually make this kind of deal work. Look, personally, I would love to actually hold on to Julius Randle. If there's another way to actually go out and get Kyrie Irving, then maybe it would be worth it. But I think to give up Julius might just be too much. Love to know your thoughts and opinions on that as well. taking a look at our roster and what our players are actually making over the next couple years, you can start to see, if you start to move some pieces around and include a draft pick, that it is certainly possible for the Timberwolves to hobble together enough pieces to legitimately make a Kyrie Irving deal a reality. It's just a question of what you're going to have to give up. Now, I don't think there's any way of doing this without giving up Naz Reid or Julius Randle. And I'm not sure that the Timberwolves fan base, and I'm not sure that the Timberwolves organization at this point really wants to do that. So I think a deal like this for Kyrie might actually be pretty difficult. That is, unless there is a third team involved. Now, if a third team gets involved, the Timberwolves have one first-round draft pick left in 2028, which, of course, they could end up using as potential trade bait as well. So at the end of the day, when we look at all of this and we talk about where Kyrie is right now, recovering from that ACL, where the Timberwolves are, and what they're actually in need of immediately, which is, of course, a point guard, it might actually make more sense to actually not go after a Kyrie, but to actually go after a younger point guard who might be up and coming, who is light years ahead of where Rob Dillingham currently is in his development. That being said, I personally would love to see Kyrie Irving and Ant-Man actually play together. In fact, I'd rather see Kyrie Irving than Ja Morant. I'd rather see Kyrie Irving than James Harden. I'd rather see Kyrie Irving than LaMelo Ball. Those are all the big names who have also recently been rumored to possibly be looked at as potential trade bait with the Minnesota Timberwolves. Love to get your thoughts and opinions on this particular topic. I want to know what you think about the Timberwolves possibly actually doing something like this to bring Kyrie to Minnesota. And finally today, I want to leave you with the question on the outside, which is, should we or should we not actually trade for Kyrie? Lastly, I should say, coming up next for the Timberwolves is a game against the Phoenix Suns. That is coming up a little bit later today. I want to thank everybody out there for all of your support on the Timberwolves Digest. I started hosting the show less than a month ago, and the support to this point has been absolutely fantastic. Once again, if you're new to the show, please go ahead and subscribe. For the Timberwolves Digest, as always, North America, I'm Dave Dabbah, wishing you all a tremendous rest of your sports viewing day.